In today's video, we are going to recap the movie Lone Survivor, based on the true story of Operation Red Wings. Follows the harrowing ordeal of 4 Navy SEALs who are ambushed by enemy forces and must fight for their survival. If you want to know more about this movie, stay tuned and watch our full recap. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. The day always starts strong for Navy SEALs who are located in a base in Afghanistan and need to stay in shape. Mike Murphy wakes Danny Dietz up and they are ready for their morning routine. They race each other all around the camp, but Mike eventually wins. Soon, the two of them and their best buddies, Matt Axelson and Marcus Luttrell, are called for a brief on a Taliban leader named Ahmed Shah. The military has discovered his location, and they are going to send a small team to kill him. Elsewhere, Shah goes berserk and kills a man who he thinks has given information about the Taliban to the Americans. Back in the military base, it is announced that only 4 SEALs will participate in this mission, and they will be Mike, Danny, Matt, and Marcus. After the brief, the crew spends some time together, and Danny expresses his worries about his wife picking the wrong colors for their house interior. Later, the commander also allows the men to have some fun by initiating a new soldier. That night, the team of 4 is dropped to the landing zone, and they have to continue on foot. Danny performs a radio check, and everything seems to be working fine. As the SEALs approach to their destination, Danny communicates with the base frequently in order to let them know how the team is progressing. The next morning, the team arrives near a village and they see Shah through their binoculars. The Taliban are way too many, and Mike feels like they are too exposed. After he has his men move, Danny informs him that he has lost communication with the base. The team hides between the bushes, but they are worried when they see some goats approaching. Along with the goats, there are 3 shepherds walking nearby. Unfortunately, the youngest shepherd stumbles on the bush where Marcus is hiding, and the team of SEALs is exposed. The SEALs act very fast and detain the 3 shepherds. 2 of them are quite young, while the other one is an old man. The SEALs are not certain about what their next move should be, so Mike wants to ask his superiors. Danny tries to communicate with the base, but he is still having a hard time as nobody can hear him. Mike gets his own phone out and calls the base through an unsecured line. However, the soldiers waste valuable time until they wake the commander up and the line drops. The SEALs know that they have nobody to advise them, so they need to make their own decision on this one. Matt seems to believe that they need to kill these shepherds and then move on to kill Shah. Matt is really angry with Shah because the latter killed 20 Marines a few days ago. On the other hand, Marcus believes that they need to do the right thing and let these men go. They have to play by the rules. Plus, he believes that if they kill these men, and even if they bury them, their secret will be exposed sooner or later, and America will face a lot of backlash. Another choice would be to keep these men tied up and leave, but that could potentially get them eaten by wolves or attacked by bears. Danny wants Mike to make a decision because he is the leader of this mission. Mike wants to do the right thing, agreeing with Marcus, so he says they will cut the men loose and then move to the nearest peak. From there, they will try to communicate with the base and request extraction. Matt does not like that idea, saying that these boys are not boys but rather soldiers. Matt was right about that since one of the boys runs back to the village as fast as he can in order to inform the Taliban. Meanwhile, the SEALs make it to a mountain peak, but their radio and phone are still not operating. The next day, the SEALs try to stay hidden as they are still unable to request extraction. Mike decides to scout the area and sees a large number of Taliban approaching. He knows that these men can move fast, so he tells his team to get ready for a fight. Marcus spots an enemy trying to take a shot at them and kills him first. The fight starts and chaos breaks loose. The SEALs try to find a way out, but they are not able to. Mike orders the team to push on the right side because it seems clear, but all the SEALs are hit. The team is gradually getting cornered, so Mike asks Danny if he has cryptography on the radio. Once Danny replies positively, Mike tells him to ditch the radio and destroy it. While Danny does that, the team is trapped near a cliff. With not many choices available and RPGs shooting at them, they fall down the cliff and are injured. Marcus believes he lost his rifle, but he finds it again, thanking God for having his gun. The SEALs are pinned down and they receive even more shots. Mike tells his mates that they need to move. The SEALs start moving while they put their training into practice. Soon, They manage to find cover in a new spot, but Marcus mentions that this is not the perfect spot either. He also takes some time to check on his friends, but it doesn't take much observation to see that everybody is badly injured. Danny is in the worst condition. Apart from losing his fingers, he also starts losing his mind. He is clearly in shock, and he has a hard time understanding what the other SEALs are telling him. Eventually, the Taliban catch up with them and start cornering them again. The SEALs try to hold them back, but their only way out is to go down yet another cliff. Matt and Mike start rolling downward while Marcus tries to grab Danny and carry him along. Despite his efforts, the battle is harsh and Marcus is unable to hold on to him. The three SEALs regroup and they realize that Danny is left on the top. Mike says they need to go back and get him, but that is going to be more difficult than they imagined. In the meantime, the Taliban find Danny and they execute him. The others can't do much either, so Mike decides to give Marcus his clipper. He can use it to provide cover for Mike, who intends to run to the nearest peak and use his phone to ask for backup. Indeed, Mike manages to run to the nearest peak and communicates with the base, giving them their location. Right then, he is approached by the Taliban and is killed at the military base. Two Chinooks take off, but there are no Apaches available to accompany them because they have been sent on another mission. Back in the forest, Matt realizes that he has been hit hard and probably suspects that he is not going to make it. In case he doesn't make it, he asks Marcus to tell his girlfriend how much he loves her. Despite those words, the two SEALs get their hopes up when they see the two Chinooks arriving. One of them prepares for landing, but the Taliban launch a missile against it, destroying the plane and killing all the soldiers. Then, they open fire against the other Chinook. Judging that it is taking too much damage, the pilot has no other choice but to turn around and leave. Soon, Marcus and Matt are separated and the latter is killed. Marcus is left alone, but he is also lucky as he manages to hide till the Taliban leave. The next morning, he finds a lake and jumps in it. However, he gets worried when he notices some men staring at him. Marcus gets ready to defend himself by grabbing his grenade and threatening to pull the pin. But as it seems, these men are not Taliban but rather nomads who are trying to help him. When they hear some Taliban approaching, a nomad named Mohammed Gulab convinces Marcus to go with him. Gulab takes Marcus to his village and inside his house. Some of the other men present start arguing with Gulab. Even though they are speaking their own language, Marcus understands that they are talking about him. He pulls his grenade again and warns them that he will not hesitate to use it. Gulab is able to calm the spirits down and intends to help Marcus. The SEAL brings a map out of his pocket and Gulab shows him where they are right now. In turn, Marcus shows him where the American base is located and asks Gulab to get the map there. Somehow the two of them make sense of each other and Marcus writes a few words on the back of the map. Then, Gulab gives the map to a man and sends him to deliver it to the Americans. The Taliban follow the blood traces through the forest and they come to the village. They start searching all the houses and find Marcus. Shah's men drag Marcus to a tree trunk and they intend to decapitate him, but Gulab puts an end to it by shooting a rifle. The rest of the villagers support him and aim their own guns at the Taliban. Their leader says that they are going to die for this and takes his men away. In the meantime, Marcus' map arrives at the base and the military sends reinforcements. Soon, the Taliban return and open fire against the villagers, but thankfully, American helicopters arrive at the scene and start killing the Taliban. Eventually, the Taliban are defeated and American soldiers take Marcus out of there. But before he leaves, Marcus says goodbye to Gulab and his son, thanking them for keeping him alive. Although he is injured, Marcus is transferred to the hospital and the doctors revive him.